Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Dot's Diaries. It's going to be quite a quick video today because one, I'm playing catch up. I've had COVID this week, so I've spent most of my week in bed trying to recover, and you probably hear it a little bit now. I'm still like, ugh. So it's going to be a short video because not a lot's happened, which Dot hasn't particularly liked. But fortunately, I've been doing a lot of stuff prior to getting ill, and like when I'm talking to you on these things, because so much has happened in the short space of time that I've had Dot, I've got lots of things that I can bring to you and show you that we're doing. So on the last 2 videos, we looked at bringing her in, management strategies, then we had a look at some of the inside things that she's got going on, mainly the bed training. I'm going to be doing a full lesson on resource guarding, but also counter surfing, because she loves to pop her paws up on here and see if there's anything for grabs, so like stealing stuff. So we'll be doing a whole stuff on that, but I haven't done that yet properly, which brings me on to what I have done prior to getting ill, and a lot of that was assessing Dot outside. Now I feel a lot of people will find this lesson useful because I attract a lot of reactive dog owners, and because Dot's got so many moving components and parts, there should be something for everybody in here with reactivity and what we're working through with her. So first and foremost, with Dot's assessment, I took her out and we had a look at where she was at. What is she currently doing? I've been told that she's been anxious. She is quite an anxious dog in a lot of settings, but a lot of that anxiety I find happens indoors, out or on close quarters. What I mean by that is when she's outside, I see a lot of frustration. There's a young dog who's eager to experience stuff and can't because she's on a lead, and we get a lot of frustrated displays of behaviour. Now when I say close quarters anxiety, what I mean by that is that the majority of it is frustration, and then she gets to closer quarters with, we've had it with one dog. She was all right with the dog actually, but people is another thing. My mates came along to help me, and long story short, I said just ignore her. We're walking along, Dot goes to sniff the people, all fine, and they both made the same exact human error, which as humans do, and they went hi, looked at her, opened the presentation of the hand, and that just threw Dot. They didn't do anything wrong per se, because that's a normal human thing to do. Oh, hi, how you doing? But Dot's like, oh shit, I don't know what to do in this situation, and then proceeded to lunge and bark at them. Probably, if the muzzle wasn't on, try to nip them as well, which we're working on. So both parties in that situation actually held their hands up and said, my bad, that was totally my fault, I should have just done what you told me to do and ignore her. But we're human at the end of the day. So that's what I mean by close quarters anxieties and or fears. She's got an issue there. So I treat these dogs as if they're fearful, because we've got 2 things going on. We've got big emotions going on either side. Frustrated, I want to get to it. Do get to it, can't deal with it. So I treat these dogs as if, right, let's just treat you as a fearful dog. You're going to stick with me. We're going to just have everything with me. You see that dog over there? You can have a look at it. Then come back to me. That deer over there, you can have a look at it. Check it out. Stay cool, and then we'll move on. We try not to make a big deal of these things, but at the same time, I want to build her repertoire of stay with me. It's all good. If anything's happening out there, it's just surplus. The main things happen with me. You get your attention and your love from me. You get your toys, your play, and your confidence boosting from me. I will protect you from all of this stuff that's happening out there. They're not going to touch you. They're not going to bother you. And for the most part, it's people. I'm less worried about dogs, to be honest. I'm less worried about dogs coming over and bothering us, because that has happened. And whilst it wasn't pretty, she was bah, 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 you know, she actually handled it a lot better than when the guy who came to get the dog appeared. So dogs are less of a problem. It's people that I need to manage. I feel that I'm quite blunt enough to be able to deal with that. I don't have many hesitations in saying, no, stay exactly where you are, and being forceful enough to advocate for the dog if I need to. So we've been doing a lot of that when we're outside. So what I wanted to just quickly mention is, because I think this happens quite a lot, it's certainly happened with me and my reactive dogs over the years. I think it's happened with Dot, and I think it happens to a lot of dogs who struggle with this issue. You kind of have this dog and things are going nice and you're socialising them and you're getting them out there and experiencing the world, and then all of a sudden things change, this reactivity appears, or perhaps a bad encounter with a dog or a person happened, and then you're like, oh wow, you lose a little bit of trust in that dog. And so the dog then goes on the lead, they get muzzled, they kind of get misunderstood, and their experiences of the world reduce. Because, you know, it's embarrassing taking a reactive dog out. So we know why you walk at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We know why you avoid situations and encounters with reactive dogs, because you're worried about what's going to happen. You perhaps don't understand the full complex of what the dog's struggling with in order to help them. So you restrict. And what I'm getting at with this is, I think this has happened with Dot a little bit. I know, because I've been through it with my guy Hunter. I was like, oh, I can't take him there, he's going to kick off and do this and then I just limited his experiences day by day, which then caused more frustration. So I think Dot has been missing those exposure sessions and those opportunities to see what's happening. If you deal with anxiety or fearful dogs, it's really important to let them see what's happening with the world at safe distances where you can keep them safe. And that's a lot of what we're doing with Dot. We're getting out. In fact, I'm getting out a lot more with Dot as a fearful, frustrated dog than I would with a purely anxious dog. Purely anxious dog, I'd take it a little bit steadier. We'd work in quieter locations, see things from a distance. With Dot, I'm going to busier places. We've still got plenty of space, but there's more going on that she can have a look at. Oh, there's people walking over there. What are they doing? Yeah, have a look, and then come back to me. Dogs. Oh, there's dogs playing off the lead there. Oh, I want to get involved. No, I don't just have a look, but then come and play with me. So I'm kind of, dare I say, throwing her in the deep end a little bit, because she's coping with that. There's no anxiety there until it's close quarters. And I'm making sure that's not happening. So yeah, we're getting out to a lot more spaces. She is muzzled just in case. But the muzzle is coming off and we're just exposing her to just stuff going on. It's just normal stuff. They're doing their thing, that's fine, but we're doing ours. And she's responding really quite nicely to it. So my aim is to just keep getting her out there. And by the way, this isn't an approach that I would take for every reactive dog. As I said previously, there are a lot of places where I will structure it a lot slower and in a lot more less exciting places. But as I say, Dot is dealing with that. She's come from the city. There's usually a lot of stuff going on in the city. It's just a different environment and setup for her out here in the country. And she's doing fine with it. So yeah, that's a lot of what we've been working on today. I did say this was going to be a short video, but I've managed to waffle on for nearly 8 minutes. It's going to be a 10-minute video. So yeah, a lot of outside exposures, a lot of look at it, check it out, and then look back at me is the main concept what we're working on outside. I'm going to be bringing in a lot more, like her lead work definitely needs attention, but I'm less worried about that. I want to focus on this stability first. Lead work, teach that anytime. Let's get this stability. Let's get this normalization that distractions are out there and you're cool. Because once she gets that, then she starts easing up on the lead. Oh yeah, she's still pulley a bit, but she's less however you do that. So yeah, the more comfortable she's getting with stuff outside, the better she is on the lead. But I will work on that. Other things I want to work on is just relaxing, lying down, checking things out. These are all things that will be coming up and I'll be teaching you. But for now, that is the main bulk of where we're at with the outside work. Just engage with me, train with me, and let's just create experiences for you to experience. that's her now saying, excuse me, I can hear you talking about me. It's probably time to go out now. Talking of experiences, we're going to take her out. We're going to leave it there for this week. What I do want to say is if you do know of anybody that wants a home for Dot and looking for somebody who's preferably got some experience with German Shepherds, who is willing to put in the work that I've, to carry on the work that I'm going to put in with her and help her to adjust to the world. She's a fantastic little dog. It's a shame actually that I have so many dogs, because she would be what I was looking for my next dog, but just I can't now. But yeah, she's going to be an amazing little dog. She's keen to work, she's super eager to please, and she's intelligent. She's going to pick this stuff up really quickly, so I'm looking for somebody who's going to be able to help her with that. So if you know anybody, share this video with them. You can get in touch with me at my email address, which is Claire, CLAIRE, at highpeakdogservices.co.uk, and I really hope that we can find Dot her forever and loving home, because she absolutely deserves it. Right, I'll leave it there for this week, guys. I'll see you next week. Ciao for now.